What's up, guys? What's up? Good morning. It is May 19. Okay. All right, guys. May 19th, 8:30. I have to get off WhatsApp because sometimes I just kind of like to rattle people and have some fun right before this. It's always gotta have fun, guys. All right. Let's talk about the facts. Welcome to the Morning Brew. This is Beyond Charts. Wow, those plays worked out really well yesterday. The 390 puts, 380 puts. I hope you guys caught that. We definitely did on the chat. We had a great, amazing results yesterday on the chat. So that worked out really well according to the Patreon page as well that we have. We have hey, what's up, James? What's up, James? And good morning, Josh. All right, the West Coast guys are up. So if the West Coast guys are up, then you can be up too because it's 5:30 in the morning. I've been there. It's not an easy task, but you do it because you love the game. All right, guys. So let's get to it. All right. So if you want access to the Patreon page, the link is on the bio. We go there, give a lot of great information, and but let's get to what's going down today. So ultimately, I just got off the phone call. I have a morning call with a bunch of hedge fund guys around 7:45. And basically just talk about shop or what's the major news items in the market. So today, this news just came out, and I forget what it was, but there's some funds are coming out there. They're repositioning. So it's kind of like a rebalance. So I know like every quarter we have a rebalance in the S&P 500, and we have these 100-point swings. So it's very similar to that. So these funds are coming out, and they're basically put out their report that they're going to be buying. Moving out of tech and going into energy. So that is going to move the market in one way, shape, or form. And like I said yesterday on the Patreon page, I think that Microsoft, we're not seeing the bottom yet. Microsoft and Apple are going to be the last shoe to drop. I don't think it's going to happen today. At least I don't hope so. It's trying to range, right? And I'm thinking Apple like back to $80, $100. So think of all the prices after the pandemic and the levels they went to. We might go back to those prices. So that means Disney really low. I mean, pretty low. But right now, I think Apple is the last one. So watch Apple, and this is I think why Michael Burry is shorting Apple. He's a pretty smart guy. All right, let me get rid of me because that's a distraction. All right, so let's go. All right, so monkey balls. Yeah, monkey balls. I think it's that too. Man. All right. So let's look at the overall market. So yesterday, I was looking at this, right? And we're looking at it from the daily perspective, guys. And throughout the day, I was trying to give you the insights of how I read the markets, how to manage my positions, looking at the 1 minute time frame using MACDs and what they signify. I'll do that again today in the chat. So if I get into a position, how to manage it. Right now, from a perspective here, we're noticing that we did break down here and we try to rally. So this is what I mean, just simple technicals. We came down here numerous times. So this is a support area. Support area is an area with buyers come in. And then when it gets broken down and no longer becomes support, it becomes resistance or the ceiling, right? So it comes back and it becomes not an area where buyers come in, but it's an area where sellers come in. So right now we can see it hit that and sellers came in. And my suspicion, we're probably going to base here, but anything is possible. I don't know. So if we break this low here of 38.50, then we are probably going to head lower, right? But I asked myself, do I want to be a bear at these levels or a bull, right? Because I'm always a contrarian thinker. This is the most scariest time to be a bull because right in here, because everybody is bearish. Right, you got the news, the sky's falling, you got this, you got that. The media does a really good job of convincing us everything's falling. But if you know how funds work, they are not gonna, they're not gonna lose money because they know everybody's thinking of selling their shares here. So they might actually prop up the market and bring it back up here and start selling it at 4,100 or 40.50. So again, and that's the whole point of order flow. That's why I'm looking at it on a daily basis. Now, my thesis is not about what's going to happen 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. It's what's going to happen today or this week. So just remember that. That's what we call 4,100, and we call that major move. Okay, so if I look at this from this point of view, what are we looking at? The MACDs are coming to the end, but this could be an exhaustion cell right here, and the same premise. So we could maybe break that 38.50 and then quickly snap back. And this is what I mean. It could be a panic cell. It could be that exhaustion cell and then rally back up, right? In most cases, unless it's a really panic and the sky is falling and everybody just shits the bed, excuse my French, and just starts selling everything. But I don't think that's the case just yet, because we do have 2 more quarters and midterms are coming up. But so we'll see. So usually after a day like today, we are going to open up a lot lower, 38.75. That's going to put us at 38.85. So it's going to put us right in this range of this. So it looks like we're probably going to base. But look at these moves. It's almost 4,100 down to 38.62. So you got roughly, 200 points, 150, somewhere in there. So we're gonna capitalize on that. The Nasdaq much weaker, guys. It's just same type of premise. Could be an exhaustion, so it's probably gonna be at the bottom range here. And then you got the Russell. Remember 1750. It's a pretty hard area. Russell's right there. Let's see what can happen here. All right. All right, so let's look at the overall. Our analysis here is that we could have an exhaustion cell and then snap back up, or we can reverse. Pretty simple here on the daily time frame. Ideally, I would like to be more bullish than bearish from this point of view, just because that's a high probability trade from this point of view. Okay, just based on everything I'm noticing. Doesn't mean I'm going to enter to both positions. Doesn't mean I'm doing that, because I need to go into a little bit deeper. All right, as far as the VIX climbed dramatically, right? I mean, this is a beautiful thing about the setup, and I talked about this in the chat room, guys, and I want to tell you guys because I have some of you on there. So basically, right now, the VIX was at the lowest level at 25, right? And we were bearish. This is why I should have loaded the boat. For next time, I missed it. I wasn't looking. I didn't connect the dots. But in retrospect, we were low, so that means that options were very cheap, especially if you're bearish and you have a cheaper option compared to where options were, because the VIX is also a measurement of fear, but it's also the pricing of options. The higher the VIX is, the more expensive options are. So in retrospect, we were bullish. We knew it was going to go up. We knew the VIX was going to climb, and we had very cheap options. So in retrospect, next time, I'm going to teach you guys that, so you guys can let me know how to, remind me if I miss it. So just letting you know, if if it goes up, and that's why that could help out our option. Our option is a little bit more expensive. Doesn't mean it can be higher, but it looks like let's see what happens if a reversal happens, or is it going to go higher? All right. Ideally, I'm going to put this alert at 33. If it hits me, then I think we're probably going to go high to around 34. Or do we retrace and go back in this range? All right. So now we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we have a pretty good view of the land for the week and the previous weeks there. So we're kind of in this range here of 35 and 26. The good news is the 10-year note is dropping. That's very good. We hit that 3. We're below 3. It looks like it probably wants to go lower. Ideally, if it goes to 2.5, that would help out the markets. Maybe that's the news that we need. All right. Let's look into the E-minis here. So the E-minis action overnight. So just wondering, just kind of let you know, yesterday I had some great positions, and I sold them right at the open. One, I got tired, but I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why I sold it. I was kind of calling this all day. And I was calling it because right here on the MACDs, and we're looking at the 15-minute time frame, guys. So my secret sauce is right here. This is 3 o'clock. MACDs were coming to converging, and I knew that this swing was coming to an end. So this is the swing that we did yesterday. When the markets are trending, this is the swing that we have, and it was coming to the end. So I was like, okay, 2 things can happen. I can't trade overnight. I'm not trading futures. I have an underlying that only trades maybe a couple hours before, maybe hours after, maybe about 7 hours throughout the day. So I'm missing the rest of the hours of the day. So 24 hours in the day, 7, so I'm missing about 16 hours of the day that I'm not trading. So it can do this, right? So it was either gonna give me an exhaustion sell or give me a reversal. In this case, and also if you look at the same time frame here, this is 15. I knew that the hourlies had more juice to go down, but again, this could have gone up, and so it did. It went back up overnight, hit 39.70. It did reverse, as you can see, but it still formed lower lows. I hit the 15-minute time frame and the 50 on the 15-minute time frame, and then just went back down. This was around 2, 3, 4 o'clock hour. It just kind of collapsed, sold off, and right now we are seeing a divergence here. So ideally, it's holding that 38.50, the same levels that we thought. Right now at 38.75, we're probably going to open XPX 38.85. So let's see what happens here. It looks like a basing pattern here, and we're squeezing right here. So again, this is it. So it could have gone either way. And at the open, let's see what happens. It looks like we rallied here, then we sold off right now recently at this pivot at 8.14. These usually last about 45 minutes to 90 minutes. So that puts us around 9 o'clock, 9:30. So we'll see. It'll be interesting at the open. So we're going to see. If it sells off here, we're going to be looking for a couple things. Overall, the bias here is bearish on the 1-minute time frame because you got both lines below that. Right now, we've been bearish here since right here, 12 o'clock, and then at the open, it's just been bearish. The two lines, they really cover above here. And then while I hear, this is what kind of intrigues me. Are we going to reverse? Are we going to have an exhaustion sell? If the hourly starts going off an exhaustion sell and you see the line separating, then this could probably maybe push a bit lower. And we're probably looking at 3,800 on the downside for breaks 38.50. We also kind of look at Apple, and I'm going to cover that as well. Apple right now is selling at 140, so that's positive. Apple above 140 and above, the market's not going to crater anymore. So watch that. But again, remember I told you there's a fund out there with about $100 billion, I believe, to sell tech and move into energy. So that will affect the market. So I don't know if that's going to happen today. Normally, when the rumor comes out, it's usually, it has happened. A portion of it has happened. I don't know how much. I'm going to get the information today. But usually they hire, they contract it out to do the selling. So they use black boxes. All right. So let's see. So Apple right now, it's at 140. Just consolidate, same thing as the S&P 500, and we'll see. SPY, same type of thing, guys. Same type of thing. The 170, the 370s worked out like a champ. We're at 387. Just eliminate a 0. 338.73. Pretty simple. Ideally, pre-market pressure, we're selling off at 392. Just keep note of that. 392. Looks like we're squeezing, getting really, really close to a squeeze here. And that's a positive. We're resetting here, so we want to see what happens. So this is chugging away. I would like to see at the open. I'm really excited. So I'll probably cover this before I leave. Take 43. So we got another 10 minutes or so. But basically, yeah, I'm like in the 370s. If you want to add a week, you can. So adding a week would be, that would be, so now we're looking, so far we have May 27th on the table. The contracts we'll be looking at would be June 3rd. So if you want to add the week to give you a little bit extra time, that is fine. You're going to pay a little bit more for it, but that's okay. As long as it give you peace of mind and we can eliminate the emotional gain from trading. All right, so, okay, so now let's see what happens here. Let me cover Bitcoin real quick. So Bitcoin, guys, just letting you know, I do not trade Bitcoin, but I can give you, I can give you some knowledge here. So as far as Bitcoin, as far as the levels that you're gonna watch, there was a buyer that came in at 26,000. Yeah, Bitcoin hit 26,000. Recently about, it didn't last there very long, but it's also coming to the end. So it has the same pattern as the as the S&P 500. So if the S&P reverses, this will probably reverse as well. Or is it going to have an exhaustion sell? Again, same pattern as the S&P 500 if it has an exhaustion sell. Now, the one thing I'll tell you about Bitcoin, it is holding that $28,000, $29,000 area. But how long does it hold it? On the MACD side, I'm noticing that it could reverse. And if it reverses, it probably can linger back up to 32,000. But right now, it's still momentum still going down. We'll see what happens here. If this is going to relieve some of the selling pressure, we're still in a bearish market. don't kid yourself. We're still in a bearish market. Is there going to be relief in sight? Right. So nothing goes down in a straight line. It goes in waves. All right. As far as the overall markets, and this is the Beyond Charts trading method, we use a 50-minute time frame. We just don't use that. We use other things as well. But just to kind of keep it simple for the sake of this video cast, I guess. What are the opportunities for today? So real quickly, we got Tesla squeezing here. So Tesla could probably move. If Tesla breaks 700, starts selling off, then Tesla can probably go to 650. Pretty easy. Amazon's in a world of hurt, squeezing here. Let's see if the market collapses here. Amazon could probably hit 2,000 pretty easy. I talked to a friend of mine yesterday. He was telling me he does macro overviews of Amazon, and he has his own style, but he does it from a longer time frame. If anybody's interested in that, pretty fascinating. And he's the one that calls out, and he's telling me that Amazon has a major event about to occur, and I don't want to quote him. I don't want to misquote him, but he says something like 1,800, 1,700, I believe, on Amazon, just based on this major technical event that he sees. As far as the XPX, we need to relieve some of this stress up here. How high does it go? Same thing as the NDX and the NASDAQ. Now, the one thing that is helping the NDX is that the TNX is going lower. And what I mean by that is the 10-year note is dropping. That should help. Not going to skyrocket, but it should kind of relieve a little bit of stress. Google down. Again, they're getting out of Russia. I don't know. I'm just reading the news, and so McDonald's is pulling out of Russia. I don't know if I mentioned that yesterday. They're pulling out of Russia, so they're taking all their operations. Google's filing for bankruptcy, and in Russia, in a certain, not their company, a part of their portion of the department, I guess. So when you ask yourself, why is this? To me, this is a sign of really simple math that the war is probably going to expect it to go longer than expected. I put it on a chat, and some person said, oh, it's due to basically PR. I don't know if I buy the PR bit, because you're talking about McDonald's that sells fake meat and poisons kids and people. Do you think they care about like fake meat, or do they care about they care about their PR? They care about profits, right? So I'm not 100% sure that that's the case. But it's just signaling to me that this is probably going to go longer. And then the news events is that the U.S. is hurrying up to. I hope I don't get shouted by saying the news, but they're hurrying up to get Finland and all these people part of the NATO agreement, and they're trying to. It seems like lines are being formed. I'm seeing bankruptcy and not bankruptcy. I'm seeing people pulling out of areas that. So I don't know. I hope it works out. But as far as for financial markets, I try to keep it simple to where the order flow is going and how to make the money. But you have to take those into consideration and say, okay, can we see the writing on the wall and how to prep, and don't give yourself false hope and buy things. So basically, I wouldn't buy any stocks, any equities right now, unless you love the equity and you don't have time. But again, if you you can get Apple at 180. But I think that the last shoe to drop, two shoes, going to be Microsoft and it's going to be Apple. But if you want to know more information, you want to stay posted on how to navigate these bear markets, join the Patreon group. We do an amazing job. We're navigating the markets really, really well so far. And it's going to get better. It's going to get better. So All right, so let's go into LRCX and use the chips. The chips are going down. Remember, they're running out of neon, and I don't know. Netflix is going down. Netflix can't hold 192. Roku's already going to go down. Nvidia is down. I mean, you guys, these are the darlings. They're about to go down. Look at Apple, about to squeeze. It can reverse here. It could reverse here. We're at the bottom range here where it could reverse at 138. So if 138 gets taken out, guys, it's going to go. And the reason why I got not 138 because that's where we got bought last May 12th. So FYI, Shopify doesn't make money. These guys have not make money, but it's a good mover if you want to trade Shopify. Shopify can probably hit these lows of 312. So you have 50 cents. Just buy yourself some time there. Maybe add a week, but it more likely is probably going to hit down there. I don't see any good news on these areas. So just going to tell you that. So let's go into Apple here. Apple's being bought right at that 138.58. So let's see what happens. We need Apple to reverse. Let's look at Tesla because that looked like a nice squeeze. Tesla coming to the squeeze on the coming to the end here on the hourlies. We got some headwinds at 710. A rally, it could squeeze here, maybe rally back up, and that kind of will alleviate some stress. How high can it go? You got 715, maybe meet the 50. Breaks here. We got some headwinds at 715. That's a long way up, man. 760. Holy shit, that's long. Maybe it can go up there. 760 is a long way. So if we have a rally, that's where it can go. Don't see that happening, but I'm just pointing out. All right, let's look at SPY. Let's look at Shopify before I want to save SPY for last. Shopify. All right. Shopify. Pre-market looks like it wants to go. It's going to be not clean. We're bearish. 346 is going to go down to 308. Okay. I'm going to do Qs. I'm going to say SPY for last. All right, the Qs sold off nicely. So yesterday we had a lot of plays that we saw weakness pre-market, and it could have sold off either way. So, right now we're at the lower. Is it a basing pattern? What's going to happen? So again, same type of patterns that we're noticing today. Today could be. So ultimately today, this is why I want you to guys to buy yourself some time. So in the beginning of the day, you have to ask yourself, is it a range day or is it a trending day? Yesterday was a trending day. The day before was a range day. So again, usually after we have a range day like we did yesterday, we have a trending day today. And then that's like more a basing pattern. Is that going to happen today? So don't know, but just want you to identify what type of day we're going to have if that's the case. Let's look at SPY. And so SPY right now, pre-market, we sold off at 392 and we got bought at 385. So far for today, that's a trending day. So far at 387.90, it's the point of control. So that's where the most trades so far this morning has been traded. Now notice the point of control yesterday was at 391. So the most trades that existed yesterday in this trending day was that level right there. So you got to watch it. And that's also the levels that we sold off. So again, we're going to have to take 391 out. A couple of things need to happen here. Right now, market wants to rally. Let it rally. Let's see how far up we can take this puppy up. Ideally, if we can get above 390, we're really, really close. That'd be amazing. Don't know if that's going to happen. But if it does, it puts a 50-minute time frame right at that 390 level. It looks like it wants to rally, and then that might be a great opportunity for our position. There it goes, 390, trying. All right, and failed. All right, so 390 right there. So if we reverse, you're going to see this thing, this pop is going to stay above zero. Right, if it's bullish, you're going to see this break through, and you're going to see the MACDs start going the other way. Now, it might not be long-lived. That's the problem. We are in a bear market. So meaning if you're in that trade, just know that we're in, we're in these, let me kind of share. If you're in that trade, notice that we could be forming lower, lowers, highs. You know, ideally for us to get better, we need to be above 39.36. You know, if that's the case, for momentum, that's the key area that you're going to be looking at. All right, guys, but that's it. That's it. It's just wait and see right now. Right now, it's trying to rally into the open. We got about another 36 candles. Just to kind of give you a reference of what candles look like, this is about 1, 2, 43 to 54. This right here is about 10 candles. So we have another 46 of these, levels. And it looks like it's trying to rally. So that's a good news. And we'll have more liquidity at the open. So on deck today, what do we have? I'm going to tell you. I like to look at the 50 cents dollar range, $1.50. Don't pay any more for those options in that range, because in case we have to hedge, then it's a good prices to hedge and go either way. So what are we going to be looking at? We're going to be looking at the 420s, maybe the 410s. We're at 388. Yeah, 420, 425, somewhere in there. And on the bottom, we're probably going to have to go a little lower. The 380s are not going to work. Those are probably going to be too low pricey. I would say we're going to probably go to 360, 365, maybe 355, somewhere in there. Now, if by chance the event is today, okay, I don't suspect the event is today, but I don't have a crystal ball, and I'm not going to make a prediction. I'm looking at order flow. I don't think it happens today, but if it is today, then just know 3,800 is a possible target, and then we'll have consistent days of selling. Okay, that's how these events work. If you see a break today, just buy yourself some time, and you'll have consistent days of selling, because the selling won't stop. We haven't had that yet. They've been balancing this thing really well. Nice little act of just kind of range bound days, but you never know if a fund is going to pull the plug sooner than the other funds, and that will create the panic sell. All right, we'll be ready for it. All right, guys, that's all we got. If you haven't liked, subscribe. If you want to be part of the Patreon group, the link is in the bio. Come join us. And if not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay green, guys. Go out there. Go get it. Today's a beautiful day. Great opportunity to make some money. Josh, also, what's up, Bree? What's up, Bree? How's it going, Bree? Hello, hello, hello. All right, guys. Take care. Take care. Get yourself ready. Get hydrated. Get your nootropics. All right, let's go get it. Stay green.